If that had gone through and been stamped on the 12th of September, you would have a test case in law that could allow any corporation to seek a similar injunction and to make it an imprisonable offence to post something on social media that they don't like. The public eye is now looking at them. There's a report that just came out about their appalling environmental record throughout Europe, because there's one thing to be worried about fracking, it's another thing to be worried about INEOS fracking. Toxic spills, environmental breaches, health and safety, workers dying, sulphur clouds spilling over local villages. I mean, they are incredibly cavalier with their attitude to the amount of pollution they produce. They're a very secretive organisation, but there's a report just come out by Food and Water Europe that shows their business structure and who's invested in them and how it's grown. And I mean, their business model looks like some sort of amoeba flying saucer. It's just spun off into all these different companies and sub-companies, all registered all over the place, paying back money to a sort of central offshore private fund. The banks like the Goldman Sachses of this world and that, they're all heavily involved in financing that company. It gets even weirder. I mean, this guy tried to build his house on the Solent near Portsmouth in a sort of Bond villain sort of location that's not accessible for anyone. He tried to build it on hydraulic stilts because when climate change happens and the waters rise, he'll be okay. It was refused planning permission, apparently, but that's what he tried to do. He has bought a huge chunk of Iceland because it's 130 square miles with all lots of fresh rivers and salmon fishing and stuff that he wants to do because he loves it there because it's been unspoilt by man. The craziness goes on. It seems that he has a real hatred of people. Feels, I don't know, he seems to be against the world and buying up these kind of little hideaways where he can be on his own after everybody's dead. I don't know. They're also buying up licences from other fracking companies that had bought them from the government originally in the licence sell-off and have decided to back out of fracking because it's not economically viable for them. It's different with Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS as well because they don't even want to use the gas to sell on the open market and use it for energy. They want to make more plastic. That's what they're doing. They want to turn it into ethylene so they can make polyethylene. I mean, the way I look at it, we have islands the size of Texas of plastic floating in the ocean. Why don't they go and mine that and do something useful?
INEOS said that they were advised by very senior officers from the National Counter-Terrorism Police Headquarters, where the domestic extremism units are based, to use civil actions as a way of dealing with protests. And what we want to know next is to what extent they, and also local police forces, will collaborate with INEOS and other parts of their supply chain to support that.